Dear viewers, I'm xnick, and this is a conjunction of streaming and recording. So I'm going to be recording the stream and upload it to YouTube. And today I want to have fun with this deck. The goal here is to find this card. I don't own the card, but I don't expect to even have the class to have. This is a mage legendary class called Toki Time Tinker that has a very interesting and unique effect when the battle card adds a legendary minion from the past to your hand. From the past means that the card that you get is not currently in the standard set of cards, so it comes from previous expansions during the game. So in the standard sets, we have access to all these cards, but there are lots of cards over here that we want to get access. But the one in particular from the Old Gods expansion is the one that I'm seeking for. But this is not easy because I don't have the card and I'm not going to be playing the mage class. So how do I get Toki? Well, it's not going to be easy. Probably I'm not going to get her, but I'm going to try it anyways. So there's a number of ways where you could get that card from the effect. For instance, this is a card that is of course out of standard now. When you use your hero power, it summons a random legendary minion, and there are many ways, many cards that have similar effects to that. So this, for instance, Face Collector belongs to current standard. Is a rogue card that with the battle card adds a random legendary minion to your hand for 3 mana, and it also reads Echo, which means that after you play this card you get an additional copy in your hand for the rest of the turn. So you can, if you have 9 mana, you can play this 3 times and get 3 legendary minions, and there are some ways to play even more than 3 copies of on a rogue deck, but that will have to wait for another way. In the Shaman class we have the Stormbringer. It's a 7 mana spell, legendary. Transform your minions into random legendary minions. Those are going to be set on the board. I don't have the card, but with my Witch's Squadron and other cards I can have access to random shaman cards, and sometimes we get the Stormbringer in our hands. Then we can perhaps have Toki in the battlefield, and somehow we have to retrieve her, and so we need to play her from our hand to get the effect, meaning that this is a good option if we can return the card to our hand. Similarly speaking, we have the Rotface. Another, this is in a standard, it's a warrior card. After this minion survives damage, which it has Sage HP, so as long as you don't hit this guy with more than 5, you're going to receive a random legendary on the battlefield, same as with the spell. And of course, if you can hit this guy multiple times, you have many chances with the legendaries. This belongs to warrior. And finally, well, this All Shredder is not in standard, it was from a previous expansion. But what we have here is the Weaponized Piñata. When this minion dies, adds a random legendary minion to your hand, and this is the gate to have access. So we want this random legendary minion to be the Toki, and if we get a random Toki, that means we can have Toki in any class, and we are going to try it in Shaman. Why Shaman? Because Shaman is one of the classes that can have multiple copies of minion like this in several ways. And what is the card that we are looking for from the past? What are we going to take from Yogi? Well, Toki. I want to get this card that I don't have either. It's a 10 mana 7/5, so you pretty much spend all your turn playing this. And as a battle card, cast a random spells for each spell you cast this game with targets chosen randomly. With this card is extraordinarily chaotic. It can kill yourself, can kill itself, can kill everything, can kill the opponent. You never know what is going to happen. So that would be the goal here. But of course, that's just wishful thinking. The chances of me finding Toki in the first place are very low, and then after, if I ever find her, getting Yogg Saron out of Toki is going to be pretty difficult, but that is not going to stop me from trying. So let's go ahead and see what happens. We are 2 shamans, 1 against each other. See, with Hagata we get a... Besides changing our hero to another one, we have a 3 damage AoE, but it's 8 mana, so for the time being we are not wanting to play Hagata. Let's see, so we already have one of the Piñata, but I don't... Most of the time I don't want to play the Piñata bare naked, because the Shaman class has access to a Hex spell that can transform the Piñata into a frog like this one. Well, pretty much the same as this one. This gives me a random spell to my hand, but there's a 4 mana spell that the Shaman can use to transform any minion into a frog, and we don't want to lose our powerful Piñata. So here I'm just going to play Hero Power, which summons a random totem, and I cannot attack with anything, and now we have additional spell damage for all these useful spells. So in my deck I decided to go with lots of these effects, so I can take care of minions such as those ones. The downside of these powerful spells is that they have overload, meaning that I have to pay the mana cost, but next turn I'm going to have 1 less mana available, because it was overloaded by 1, this is overloaded by 2, which is a decent cost for the effect, but it's going to make it... It forces you to plan ahead with the plays much more carefully. I'm going to use the Brewmaster to return the frog to my hand, so I can get an additional new spell with this. I also have Soul at the Gorgon. It has a similar effect as the Joyful Brewmaster. And here the opponent plays a Life Drinker, which I don't really like. So I want to kill the Life Drinker, but at the same time I want to have something to play, and an option is to risk I get a random spell with the Witch's Apprentice, and then anyways I could kill that thing with the Lightning Bolt. So I think I'm going to go with this. Maybe I find a better spell to kill the... No, this is not a better spell, so we're going to use this. Okay, now what is the opponent doing? For sure he's playing a Shadowwalk Shaman, which is pretty straightforward. There's not much variation in the place. Just lots of battle cry minions, and finally minion that is casts all the battle cries again from all the minions during the game, and combining that effect with the battle cries that return the minion to your hand, you can play the Shadowwalk forever, multiple times. It's not going to be easy to beat this game, so maybe we have a lucky... We have both Piñatas already here, so I think I'm going to try the first one and hope for the best. And this guy has destroyed all 1-cost spells in both hands and decks, which got rid of a few of my spells, but I don't care too much. My deck is not relying on a single thing. Now here the opponent has frozen the Piñata, which is not terrible. I should say better than that losing it. Probably could copy that Piñata. We have Hagata for next turn. So I was about to use Lava Burst, but this has Overload 2, and I want to be able to play Hagata the Witch. Actually, I can play Hagata right now by spending the coin. I destroyed one of the Piñatas, but who knows, maybe Toki is in this one. Let's see what happens. This destroys all the minions. And we get the Glass Knight. It's not Toki, so this is a disaster. It's useless. Okay, now from now on, whenever I play a minion, I receive a random Shaman spell, which is pretty nice. Only thing is that I might be Oh, that's the same as this one. The main problem now could be that I'm not going to have enough room in my hand. So here I'm going to play first this, because I don't want to... I cannot hold more than 10 cards in hand, so I don't want to run out of room. And each time I play something, I'm going to receive a new spell now. And if the piñata dies, I want to receive the legendary minion. Now this is very important. Actually, I don't have this card, and also it's very expensive, but summons up to 3 copies of a minion if I overload enough times. And we... useless Deathwing. This thing destroys all other minions and discards my hand. And now opponent is just playing the same old Shudderwalk deck as everybody does. So I don't think I have one more shot. Perhaps I can now try to kill the opponent. Let's play first the Umbra. Maybe we find a random nice spell to use, or maybe the first class knight. Yeah, I'm going to go with this first, because oh, this is actually very nice. Take this. Very good. Now this should have a... maybe I should have played in the other order, and this could be easier to upgrade. I need to overload 3 more mana to have this happening. Now this is the Shudderwalk, pretty annoying. And each time the opponent plays the Shudderwalk, I got the effect of life drain and so on. So pretty annoying, I should say. Now everything is frozen now. Yeah, I'm out of luck here. Maybe if I copy one of them. Yeah, just to scare the opponent, maybe. I don't know. Not going to help. Here the opponent doesn't even need to kill my minions, he just attacks and plays. He has a 1 mana version of the Shudderwalks. So only redeeming hope is that if the opponent misplays, he is going to have the hand filled with things that he cannot use. Okay, now I think that my only option here is going to be playing Deathwing. I'm going to lose my piñata, but who knows, maybe I get the legendary shaman spell later. We just got the cryostasis, not very important. Oh, there's another way. With Marine the Fox, I might find more legendary cards, because Marine the Fox has a very unique effect that provides me with a very nice card, treasure. And here finally I think I'm going to beat this opponent, because he did not get additional Shudderwalks. Okay, healing rain. He gets more healing another time, but still he's not going to be able to kill Deathwind unless he finds the Hex, which doesn't appear to be the case. Now, with this gives me 1 spell and Hagata gives me another spell. Let's see if we find something useful to deal with this thing. Farsight draws a card. Here, that's nice. I'm going to give the frog +3, and it's also frozen, but still, if it wasn't going to be able to attack. Anyways, let's see, more healing rains. How many do you have, man? Yeah, look at this, 3 to 4 damage. Oh, poor frog. The frog, poor guy. The carnivorous cube. Let's play the Eureka. Now, why the Eureka? The cube is very important to duplicate minions, but I think if the opponent draws the Hex, I could lose the game. I just wanted to make sure I don't want to cube the Deathwing. He has a 5/7 thing over there. 9 cards. If I play Volcano, I force the opponent to draw 7 cards. Not what I want to do. This draws just 1. Since now Deathwing is about to die, I'm going to use the cube, mostly because I want a new spell. Let's see what happens. Ancestral Spirit. I don't know. There are 2 Deathwings in here. I think I'm going to kill my own cubes with this Volcano. Hopefully I get 2 Deathwings out of that, so I don't run the risk of the opponent finding the Hex. Well, he can find the Hex now, but there are 2 Deathwings to destroy. It's not going to be easy for the opponent now to come back after this. There was the Hex. Yeah, he probably has another Hex somewhere. This is not going to matter too much. We have our own Hex. I think there's a risk of an additional Hex somewhere, so I'm going to only play the Ancestral Spirit after the opponent uses another Hex. Let's see, Spirit Echo, actually pretty sweet, but I would prefer a minion so I get more spells. Anyways, let's play this. Does not really matter. If I die, I die. Now, I cannot summon more totems because I lost my original hero power. Alright, we now have... I cannot play everything, but this has Taunt. Let's see if... I would love to play the 3 cards in my hand at this point, but anyways, let's hope a nice spell. Now we have more totems. Let's use the Spirit Echo plus Primal Talisman. That gives the opponent, my minions, the ability to summon more totems when they die. Hopefully this taunt protects my face. This is a 6 damage minion. Normally it would be a 2/3, but thanks to the Shadow Ward and Twin Skeleton, it has grown to a very large number. Now there was the additional Hex, but we have the Volcano and another Dark Creeper to fend off that nonsense. This guy, I think this is a new addition I'm testing out because I noticed that my deck was lacking 2 mana spells. It was very weak with regards to 2 drops. Alright, I like this 2. This is a normally 8 damage, but thanks to the spell shifter now deals 9 to a minion. So if we draw Marine the Fox, it's going to be very nice. Now the opponent has another Hagata, but he's only 2 more cards remaining in the deck for the opponent, so I don't expect there to be many spells that he can use. So I should say that we are winning this, despite everything. Let's see what happens. It's just a draw spell, probably. Yeah, Mana Tide Totem, which draws the opponent cards. He's freezing and killing my things. Actually, letting the opponent draw more cards is beneficial for us. So let's just do 5 damage over here. let the opponent, he can kill this guy. Okay, I don't care too much. He's going to start taking fatigue damage. Yeah, he drew too fast, and now he's out of cards. Oh, look at this big boy. We're going to give a friendly minion Death Rattle, resummon the minion. That should be used on the piñatas, but too bad. Let's freeze the thing. He has a random spell, which I don't expect it to be. Unless he has the legendary spell, it's not going to be very relevant. Just a lightning storm that deals 2 to 3 damage to the minions. This one got a lucky hit, did not die. And we have the Marine the Fox, random spell. And we have the Stormbringer. Oh, that's lovely. No! No! I was about to find my Toki. Come on, opponent. Come on. Okay, let's try one more time. Let's see if we can have some more fun. Marine the Fox is a very peculiar card. When you play the Marine the Fox minion, you give the opponent a treasure chest. What to keep here? Very tempting to keep the piñata already. And the Umbra is very powerful, but you need to play this immediately with something. So this is a late game card. Maybe this deck is going too greedy by playing Umbra. If you have this in play, then when you play your Death Rattles, you get right away the Death Rattles before the minions die. But since the Spirit Singer costs 4 mana, it's very risky to play it too early if the opponent can kill it. And the opponent is going to be playing lots and lots of Murlocs. So this type of cards are going to be very important. Now we have a 4-1. Sadly, I think I need to leave these things around. It's not good because that helps the opponent getting the quest done, which gives him a huge Murloc and more cards. But back to the story. We have the Fox summons a 08 treasure chest for the opponent, and when that chest dies, the player opposing the chest receives a random card. It's 1 in 4 cards. Next turn I'm going to try, but next turn this is going to be weaker. This thing every turn it swaps attacks and health, so next time it's going to be a 4-1, which could actually, maybe that's not so bad. I could kill everything with this guy and the lightning storm, but I spend the coin. Let's get a random totem. This is a good random totem, prevents. It's going to save me 2 health points at the very least. Uh-oh, adapt. Do not give them health. Oh, Divine Shield. Why? So I'm going to change my plans now, because with the Divine Shield the Lightning Storm is not going to be strong enough. So instead I'm going to hex this thing and take care of this and hope not to die, because this deck is very aggressive and my hand is a bit slow. Probably should drop. Oh, War Leader. And I have 1 Overlord point. Help me, Toki! I think I die here. The opponent can just kill me thanks to the Morlock War Leader and the Bloodlust and the Divine Shield. Yeah. Divine Shield saves the opponent. It was a nice victory. The quest did not matter at all. Actually, I have a Murloc deck too, and most of the time you can kill the opponent without completing the quest. That's how strong the Murlocs are. They are the merfolks of the Hearthstone world. Now let's see. Let's see if we can have a longer game this time. Against mage. Probably we want to keep this title search and the Dark Creeper, and these are going to have to wait, so change them for 2 cards, preferably some cards that we can play at the early games. Well, not too much. So Duelmaster Dorian, whenever you draw a minion, summon a 1/1 copy of it. Very useful if we happen to draw exactly the piñata. Other than that, not so impressive. Maybe I can find a better card for this deck. Well, this lets the mage find an additional... Well, there's a way to find Toki that is actually much easier than every other way that I said before, which is waiting for your opponent to be a mage that plays Toki, then try to grab the opponent's Toki. So we might see that in this game, which will be very entertaining actually. I need to find the Faceless Manipulator, copy the Toki with my Faceless Manipulator, and then use either Spirit Echo, the Brewmaster, or Solar to return the guy to my hand. Now I could kill this right away with Tidal Search, but that consumes my coin, so I think I better use this. Probably I'm giving the opponent a copy of some minion. No, it was not a minion, this is a spell. And that's a scary water elemental. Okay. Things are shaping up nicely here. Only issues, I cannot kill this with ease. I'm going to have to hex this thing. And rely on the random cards that I get from all this to pilot through. If the opponent plays Water Elemental, probably he has the Death Knight card, which pretty much unsurmountable for my deck. Yeah, I think he's going for the Elemental theme. So unless we can accomplish our plan, this is going to be quite difficult. Let's see if we find a cute spell that can deal with this thing. Nope, not yet. So take this. You. Okay. Now he has a 2 damage spell here. He's going to try to kill my Dark Creeper, which is pretty decent, of course. It's reasonable to try to do that. And there goes the Flame Elemental. Now what? We still have the coin. I think I'm going to use the Lightning Storm here. And coining the piñata here. Because why that? Because I don't want to ripe to turn 8 with Overload, so I can play Hagata or the Fox. And playing Duelmaster Varian is not going. It's pretty pointless. Actually, I assume the mage is able to remove my Duelmaster with ease. Reminder Glyphs. I don't like that card. It's too powerful. It gives the mage the access to any spell. Well, any one of 3 random spells with a discounted cost. Now, let's hope that the opponent prefers to remove Dorian instead of the piñata. And hopefully we can, if the opponent drops a minion, you're going to give the piñata the Ancestral Spirit and try to kill our own piñata, then it summons again. Okay, He has two of these. This is a copy created by the legendary minion, and we have Faceless Manipulator, which is pretty sweet. Toki! No, Toki, this, who cares about the tower? You know what? Probably I should have copied the kit before attacking it. I don't care too much. Okay, this tower, whenever this minion takes damage, deals 3 damage to a random enemy. If at some point in the game we can play this tower and the volcano, it's going to be pretty drastic. Flame strike, no. See, oh, face collector, yes. You are going to give me Toki, aren't you? Please, please do. Only issue here is going to be to have enough room, but I don't want the opponent. Well, he's going to burn next card, which might be interesting. If I play Hagata, I kill this Lich King, but then it becomes really hard to make room in my hand. Still, I think that still is the best play. So my plan probably next turn is to hopefully he burns the Death King, Death Knight card. He's now trying to make room for all sorts of play, and if I could somehow cast this, oh, look at this. The glyph gave the opponent a 5 mana Pocket Galaxy. Change the cost of minions in your deck to 1. Now, if the Face Collector gives me the Archbishop, it's going to be awesome. Let's see. Random spell plus. Oh, this is really good. 10 cards already in hand. I have no room. And what to do? If I play another minion, I'm going to burn something. I do use Spirit Echo and play Face Collector. And well, there's a hope. If I play the Duskfallen Aviana, on each play turns, the first card played costs 0. If this survives 2 turns, I mean, if this survives until I can play a card, it's going to be pretty funny. But then Lord Godfrey is going to help. It's going to do a number, deals 2 damage to all other minions if any die. Repeat. The opponent here is trying to make room because I know that he has not drawn the Death Knight. So I'm going to play Marine the Fox. Useless. Let's play this. Maybe use it sometime. Yeah. Meteor, giving the opponent lots of armor. Well, we don't care about the armor, we don't care about killing the opponent, we care about finding Toki. Oh, the cube. Useless cube. Okay. Let's see if the opponent wants to keep this thing alive. I need to make room in my hand, for crying out loud. But next turn probably I have to play Lord Godfrey to kill every nonsense the mage is going to have here. I'm hoping the Aviana is still around so I can play the Gunspire. Yeah, okay, so apparently the Aviana is going to be there. No polymorph, okay. So far so good. No, no. Come on, you can leave her and we could have so much fun with that thing.
The curse take you.
Come on, boy, buddy. We could have done it. Okay then, excellent. So deals 1 damage to all minions. See, random spell, first spirit again. Yeah, maybe we use that. Anyways, there's another piñata on the making. There's a random card in the chest if we get to find what is that. The opponent just has 80 armor. Nothing to worry about. Let's use this because I think this is a counter spell. No, it was not a counter spell. Let's try to kill the chest. It's not possible. I'm 3 overload, so let's go face collector number 1. Oh, another one of these. I'm going to play Sola. So now I have a golden. Oh, we have the Stormbringer too, which is great. And another face collector here. Yeah, Tyrant is just 12/12 that can be targeted by spell or hero powers. Who would like to play that? Against the mage, really. That grip. Oh, he's stealing my. Don't take a. Oh, what's. Thank you. It was not the piñata, but we have the Stormbringer anyways. Now, if we have Toki on the board, I'm not going to be able to bring her back, so I don't want to play the Stormbringer just now. Oh, look at that board. It's going to freeze. Alright. Oh, goodbye, Umbra. This should deal a lot of damage to this thing, so let's drop Lot Godfrey. The hand is going to be filled unless we have a 7-mana spell. 4-mana. Well, Earth Shock is useful. This is the opponent could try to shot. He should shot this now, so I don't get the card. I think I could do that. No, he's burning my deck. Volcano, no. Thunderstorm, trying to kill this. And succeeding. Okay, we need room in hand, which is kind of a problem. Anti-magic shell. Shoot this thing before it becomes an issue. Now we have room. If the opponent now kills the master chest, we get the thing anyways. Frostmourne, okay, that's a powerful weapon. Why don't you play this before? My opponent should have played this before the Frostmourne. Come on, man. Really? Are you serious? What? He cannot kill this guy, so he shot himself with the weapon. With the spell, I mean. Okay. Unstable evolution, alright. This is lovely. So let's try our luck. More fish collectors. If this Toki, what is my Toki? Come on, man. I'm going to have to drop this. Ah, no Tokis. Well, end the turn, and we still have our overloaded. Well, good news is that probably I'm going to have my hand full by the time I get to the candles, and this is not going to transform. You have to draw the cards, and if I have 10 cards in hand, it's not going to happen. No, Wizard! Why? Well, I don't think I'm winning this game, but I'm having tons of fun with this. And here comes one of the candles, one by one. Another one. Ah, so close. This is a concern, but not too horrible, but greatly limits what I can do. I think I'm going to.
A path dimly lit.
I'm going to have to play this Hogger here. It summons some minions after turn and play this, which should kill these two. I have room for one more card, so there's a possibility of finding a 2020 against us. Now let's see what the opponent has. He wants to hit this guy with the weapon, so he gets the minion when the weapon is destroyed. Six mana, do nothing, and against 78 health, no problem. 10 cards in hand, so let's take care of this thing of one for once. And it just draws 3 cards and reduces the cost to 0. One of them is the candle. I might as well try it. So we have the candle. What else do we have left? We have Joyful Brewmaster, Ancestral Spirit, and Piñata and Tiles. So let's do it. We have, even if we do, oh, that was not what I needed to happen. Ah, Piñata, what are you doing? And this is not, oh, this is not 0 mana. Ah, this is it's broken. This is a bug in the game. Okay, let's see if the opponent wants to keep the game rolling. No Toki, no Toki, no Toki.
Those who wield it.
No. Just wants to win. He only cares about winning. Yeah. Anyways, but we're going to pause our quest of finding Yogg for the time being. I'm going to continue streaming by some other decks, so if you want to step by, go to my Twitch channel, and I hope to be uploading a new video soon about MTGA and more of Hearthstone. Until next time, sayonara.